What's up, everybody? It's our first day off from work, summer vacation. Jay's here to pick me up with my dad. Being pastor's kids, even days off are days on, so we're off to cut the grass at church, getting ready for tomorrow's district service. So we're making a quick stop at Lowe's. There's a little project that I've been wanting to work on for the drum rack at church. And for that, I'm gonna need Plastidip. So we're gonna pick that up real quick. Got the Plastidip, and now we're off to church. There was a really helpful older woman that helped me find the Plastidip. She was an employee, of course. And she got to talking, and I couldn't find it in my heart to cut her off, even though we're kind of in a rush because it looks like it's gonna rain. But I mean, even if it might cost you a little bit, it doesn't really hurt to be friendly. So just spread love, everybody. So we just got to church, and my dad said that the other night, actually last night, he saw a puppy here. So he put out a mat. And guess who's still here? Little puppy. Hey, buddy. You scared, buddy? He's so frail. Probably hasn't eaten in a while. Hey, buddy. What's your name? Are you shy? My dad put some water out there for him. Getting a little more friendly now. Hey, buddy. No. Come here. Our first interaction. Needs a good bath. Nope. It's getting rain. Come here. Hey, puppy. You're a good boy. You just want some love and some food. This is a pastor of the church, little puppy.
You must protect him.
So if our little friend here sticks around, we're gonna need a name for him. We're trying to think of names, but all we can come up with so far is Puppy. What do you guys think we should name him? Be sure to leave a comment. And by he, I mean she. Just figured out that this is actually a female puppy. Nobody tell Mr. Bean. She just wants love from everybody. So for those that don't know, Plastidip is a spray-on, what is it? I guess like rubber type thing that you can apply to different materials to kind of give it whatever color you got. Like a cool, it's kind of like a paint, but the cool thing about Plastidip is that it's like a plastic, so you spray it on, you let it dry, but once you want to take it off, you can just peel it off, so that's pretty cool. Little puppy's down there. So what I'm gonna do is spray it onto the cymbal rack for the drums and see how that looks. This stuff's pretty cheap. It's only like 5 or 6 bucks a can, so that's not bad. And of course, as we were planning how we were gonna plasti dip the part, it starts raining. Why? Why? Where there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna be doing it in the restrooms that are currently being remodeled. Butcher paper coming in clutch. Already got the parts we don't want to get plasti dipped taped off, so that way the overspray gets on the tape and not on the actual rack. So one can was able to cover 3 horizontal bars, and the can says to allow 4 hours to completely dry. So that's just the first coat on that. So it's gonna take a little longer than I expected. We have a church service tonight though, so I'll be able to check them out later. And I'll probably end up finishing this within the next few days or maybe a couple of weeks, because it's really time consuming and my little spray finger hurts already. So now we just gotta clean up our messes, say goodbye to our new friend. Remember to leave a comment suggesting a name for her. And got a couple more things to do today. And like I said, we have that church service tonight. So let's see what's next. All showered up. Whoa, I almost slipped. Ready for church. Weather's getting bad. Ah, it's raining. Not really sure if you guys are going to be able to hear me because it's kind of loud in here. But usually it takes us about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic, to get to church from my in-laws' house. Right now I just checked the GPS because I figured traffic would be bad. It's gonna take 1 hour and 1 minute. Wow, it is so backed up on the frontage. But luckily I saw that the GPS was recommending a different route that's only gonna take 24 minutes compared to 1 hour and 1 minute and red. That means it would have probably taken way longer. I actually had a bunch of other stuff to do today before tomorrow 2 o'clock, but the rain came and washed all those plans away, so I'm gonna have to wake up extra early tomorrow to get all that stuff done. Well, we made it to church. Took a little longer than usual, but thank God we made it safely. There was a lot of car accidents on the way over here. And as you can see, our little friend is still out there. And right now I'm looking at the what's it called? The cymbal rack that I plastic dipped earlier. And I'm really pleased with the way it's coming out. And this is just one coat, so it's gonna look really awesome with a couple more coats on there. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the outcome. The weird thing about vlogging is that hours or even days could pass by, but once you see this video, it's like one frame to the next, and for us it's been like the whole day. Hey, there's Cecia. Already in her PJs. Literally like 1 minute after we walk in from wherever we're at, once we come into the room, she changes into her PJs. She is quick about that. Yeah, I just wanted to take a quick minute to talk about yesterday. It was our last day working at the school, because it was the last day of school. I know for those of you that have me on Facebook, this little story that I'm gonna say, you already read it. In the class that I was in, there was this little boy that when I first came into that class, the teacher had me take him, I don't know if it was to the nurse or to the office, something. So I'm walking with him down the hall and he just takes off running. So that was the first day. Second day doesn't get much better. I'm walking into the building, not even into the class yet, and I already see him running. With a lot of teachers, the way they would talk about him, they were treating him basically like a lost cause. They really didn't put the time or the effort for him, and it really hurt me, so I put in a little extra with him. I don't want to say that I was picking him as my favorite, because when he would do wrong, I would bring it to his attention. So it's about, I'd say 10:45 or 11, and we're gonna dismiss at 11:55, half day for the last day. And I get them their lunches, they're eating lunch, we have Lion King playing in the background, and the other little boy, he's just watching the movie, eating a sandwich. Just another day for him. But I could tell that the other boy that I've been talking about was kind of pensive, and he looked at me and he's like, "Mr. B, when are you gonna take your lunch break?" And I told him that I wasn't gonna take my lunch break because it was just half a day. I wanted to spend as much time with them as I could. And he was just like, "Oh, okay. And what have you eaten? Have you eaten your lunch?" And I told him that I hadn't eaten yet. And I could tell like it was concerning him that I hadn't eaten and that I wasn't gonna eat anytime soon. And he just kind of stayed there quietly looking down. And then he gets his peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He splits it in half and hands half to me. To say that that moved me, definitely an understatement. I got a knot in my throat. This was the same little boy that ran away from me the first day and the second day and the third day, probably for like the first 2 weeks. He caused a lot of headaches throughout this semester. And now here he is splitting his peanut butter and jelly sandwich with Mr. B. And it impacted me how much of an impact I could have on someone else. And I'm not saying this to boast. I'm not saying this so you guys can tell me, "Oh, way to go, Brandon." Nothing like that. It's not for my own glory. It's so you guys could keep in mind that you don't really know the potential you have in someone else's life. I know everybody talks about, oh, the potential in you can do this, you can do that. But also remember, you can do so much for someone else. And even if it's just one person, why not do it? I mean, we're not here to spread hate. We're not here to put each other down. There's enough of that in the world already. And for us to be adding to that isn't cool. So I just wanted to give you guys that little story because it really touched me, and I hope it touched you guys in order to, maybe not with children, but just with someone else, give a little extra. Even if you're not going to receive anything, just give a little extra. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to cost you anything. It's a small little thing that you can do to help make this world a better place. I mean, we see everyday stuff going on. We hear about a shooting, a car crash, a stabbing. It's not even news anymore. It's just like, okay, what crazy thing happened now in some part of the world? So let's just try to do our part for a better future. And that's where I'm gonna bring this vlog to an end. Gotta study a little bit for tomorrow's district service. They're gonna give some questions, and Yaid, shout out but not a shout out, is already talking smack about the questions. So I really want to beat him and bring that banner, or actually leave that banner because we won last time at our church. So I'm going to study for a little bit, then go to sleep and be up bright and early for tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the morning, but for now, God bless and have a good one.